rating might not be the sole focus of a drama's worth, but it definitely can't be brushed aside. After all, high ratings mean high popularity in Korea, more ads revenue, and a lot of buzz for its actors and actresses. Unfortunately though, some actors and actresses just can't seem to nail the ratings, no matter what they try. Today, we are tackling these unlucky cases, to bring to you Korean actors who seem to be cursed with low ratings. Number 1. Song Kang. Song Kang's popularity is undeniable. He's dubbed the son of Netflix, and that title has proven true in his countless Netflix dramas. From Love Alarm to Sweet Home, the actor's face has become well known to many audiences on this streaming platform. However, his luck doesn't seem to strike on the normal television, seeing that none of his traditional drama series nail decent ratings. Take Novelera, for example. The MBC series embraces the beautiful journey of senior resident Shim Dok-chul, a 70-year-old retired man who suddenly decides to pursue his lifelong ballet dream. Here, Song Kang transforms into ballerina Lee Cha-rok, who is basically the second protagonist, with his own depth and growth. However, the actor's previous fame didn't help, and while Novelera was a spectacular series, it tanked hard with an average rating of 3%. Song Kang's other series of the same year, nevertheless, also didn't score high ratings despite its hype. This 18+ rated mature series just can't seem to suit the regular TV viewer, and experienced declining ratings from 2.2% to 0.9%. Yet, for what it's worth, Song Kang has been a busy bee. He isn't afraid to dive into new waters with his various projects, and we applaud him for that. Let's hope that his next work, Meteorological Agency People, will finally break the curse. Number 2. Kyung Pyo. We all know of the mad success of Reply 1988, where Kyung Pyo was among the main cast. However, it seems like the actor's popularity and talent just can't be translated to ratings. Seeing that other than Reply, his other works just didn't receive much recognition. Winding back to 2014, and we will see Kyung Pyo's first major role in Nail Cantabile, the Korean remake of the famous Japanese manga Nodame Cantabile. This series, however, failed to live up to its original, and flunked terribly, with ratings dropping from 7.7% in the first episode to 4.1% in its finale. Then, Kyung Pyo's first work after the Reply hype was Jealousy Incarnate, a highly anticipated project that stars Gong Kyo-jin and Jo Jung-suk. The series did score an average rating of 9.4%, but considering that it was so huge that KBS and SBS basically fought over broadcasting rights, this performance was actually way below expectations. Sadly, this underwhelmingness continues to prevail over Kyung Pyo's later works. Chicago Typewriter, despite having Yoo Ah-in and Im Soo-jung, only scored ratings around 2%, while other Kyung Pyo works like Private Lives and Cross only lingered around 1 to 3%. The actor's only project that crossed the 5% milestone was Strongest Delivery Man. But even that performance was disappointing, considering this series was broadcast on a free channel. Fortunately though, Kyung Pyo's bad luck with TV series didn't hinder his achievements on the big screen. The actor's cinematic works, including Coin Locker Girl, were met with spectacular reception. Number 3. Ji Hyo. If you are interested in the Korean entertainment industry, it is just impossible to miss Ji Hyo's name. The actress is a gem on the silver screen and has gained exponential fame as a member of the internationally famous variety show, Running Man. However, her successes seem to not click with the drama land, seeing that her TV series performance never lived up to her fame. The sole exception was her breakthrough role as the second female lead of Princess Hours, which scored an average rating of over 20%. But ever since, it was all downhill. To start with, Ji Hyo's first major drama role after Princess Hours was in Emergency Couple, with ratings as low as 3%. Then her rom-com series, Ex-Girlfriend's Club, even struggled to meet a meager 1% rating, and performed so spectacularly bad that it got cut down to 12 episodes from the original 16. Her future projects like Listen to Love and Lovely Horribly also scored the worst ratings possible, at an average of 2.8% and 3.3% respectively. And her newer appearance in Was It Love also couldn't break the curse, scoring ratings that couldn't even cross the 2% mark. Compared to her box office successes like Intruder and A Frozen Flower, it seems that Ji Hyo is just better off for the big screen, and champing like the ace of Running Man. Number 3. Lee Dong Wook. Next, we are going to tackle the curious case of famous actor Lee Dong Wook, who always seems to shine particularly well as the second male lead, but not so much when he becomes the protagonist himself. Of course, Lee Dong-wook had successful works, including old K-dramas like School 3, My Girl, and most recently Goblin. But looking closer at the actor's extensive filmography, we can say that he had quite the rocky path. First, there was one of his first major roles in Wild Romance, which scored an average rating of 4%, quite disappointing compared to free network dramas at the time. Then, the actor tried his hand in the supernatural series Blade Man, which saw declining viewership from 6% in the first episode to a meager 2% as it wrapped. Dong-wook's later projects like Bubblegum, Life, Touch Your Heart, and Strangers from Hell also suffered from the same rating curse, with none surpassing the 5% rating mark. And Life even tanked so hard, it barely kept up an average rating of 1%. His newest series, the fantasy romance Tale of the Nine-Tailed, saw a better fate, but a 5.2% average rating is nothing to brag about, especially considering Lee Dong-wook's rising fame. Let's hope that the actor will be back to prime with his super interesting upcoming project, Bad and Crazy, which I personally am dying to see. Number 5. Go Ara. Go Ara has reached her acting peak in Reply 1994. That's what many Korean netizens say whenever a topic regarding the actress arises. And if you look into a history of her works, you'd realize that such a statement is somewhat true. Take a look at Hwarang, Go Ara's first project after Reply, for example, and you'd see an average 7.4 viewership rating. Normally, this wouldn't be so bad, but considering that this series was broadcast on KBS, with an all-star cast including Park Seo-joon, Park Hyung-sik, and famous idols like Chinese Minho and BTS's V, that rating was just pure disappointing. Go Ara's later works, including the fantasy series Black and the legal drama Mrs. Hammurabi, and the historical series Heichi, also had underwhelming runs, with ratings ranging mostly around 3 to 6%. And worst of it all, even her newest work, Do Do Sol Sol La La Sol, only experienced continuous decline, with ratings never surpassing the 4% mark. Sadly for Go Ara, her cinema career isn't going smoothly either, so we can only hope that her next work will somewhat resurrect her previous fame. Number 6. So Kang-joon. Finally, let's seal the list with the unfortunate case of So Kang-joon, who first rose to fame as the second male lead of the notorious series Cheese and the Trap. Unfortunately, this fame didn't secure success for Kang-joon's later works, and his very next project, the comedy series Entourage, failed miserably, with viewership ratings barely over 1%. Then, the actor took on quite the challenge, playing double roles as a human and an identical robot in Are You Human Too? Sadly, his efforts didn't come to fruition, because despite the series' interesting theme, viewership only averaged at less than 6%. His later works like The Third Charm and Watcher even failed harder, with respective averages of 4 and 5% in viewership. Still, their performances weren't quite as bad as So Kang-joon's latest work, When the Weather is Fine, starring along with the famous actress Park Min-young, and yet this series' slow theme just didn't click with the Korean audience, spotting disappointing ratings that never surpass a meager 3% mark. So Kang-joon has now enlisted for his military service, and will be taking a break for 2 years. Hopefully, the actor will get better luck when he comes back. And that's the list. Why do you think these actors and actresses keep ending up in failed dramas? Are you hoping for them to break the curse? Let us know your opinion in the comments. And if you want more videos like this, like, share, and subscribe to bbalidrama. We'll come back soon. See ya!